Hey, hello again, everybody. Sebastian here. This is going to be a video on the Season 6 Gauntlet. Exactly. The Forerunners server is going to start here in a couple of days, and we'll go through the daily grind. Remember, we get about 4 battles a day, and if you win, you advance. If you lose, you just sit out. Essentially, is what becomes out of it. So what I wanted to do is kind of give you a little bit of a preview on the maps, the keep and the tower, and also kind of give you an idea of what to expect, right? And how things have changed from the Season 6 map. Okay, so let me I'm going to bring in some platform units just so we can get ourselves. I'm going to bring in Valk because she does have the long extension, so you guys can get familiar with that. Just for kicks, I'm going to bring in Scylla 2, and yeah, she is basically she's gonna be a star in this map, and then we'll just bring a healer. So let's do that. Let's start here in the tower, and I can kind of give you an idea then of how this is going to be laid out and how they changed it. So if you remember from the Season 6 map, we had 2 tiles that were ground right in here. We had some platforms here in the back, and we also had an opportunity to use some platforms here as well. So as you can see, let's start here at the front right away. What you're going to notice is that they took this tile away pretty much, and they took these 2. So these 2, they took them away, and then they put barriers here, and now we have these 2 that are going to be available. So if you want to get risky and you want to try to do something with Ingrid or Dahlia, this is what you're going to expect. So then your tank is going to go here, right? So if that is the tank, if you have somebody like Scylla 2, that's going to be the range. So Scylla 2 or Arrogance will have this type of range here. And if you were one of those that like to get sneaky with Dahlia or Ingrid and put her here on the side, you can definitely do that if you want. So if you put your tank here, right, now you have things to pile up here, 2 tiles at least to extend here where Dahlia or Ingrid could do their damage as well. The other thing is just be careful, right? They took this tile away, so if you put your tank in this spot here, this unit here will not be well protected at all. It'll be an easy snipe, so you probably want to avoid that. The other type of formations, that we were getting is to try to place tank here in this style, I think it was. So you can then pile things up, and now you're going to be able to probably put your healer here. But remember, if you don't eliminate the Gardener Guards right away, this tile can be picked off. But if you have a couple powerful units, you definitely can do something there. If you want to put a fighter now here in this spot to protect, that's fine. They took this tile here that was right here away, so you can no longer protect from a rush, but that's definitely something there that you can think around with if you want. This spot here, they took it away, so maybe if you do a piercer team, maybe you want to do a little bit of an extension on the range so you don't have a direct spot here. But definitely there is some play. There is at play some formations here that you can use to defend the map. Just as a reminder, don't put any units in here because any archers that are spawned in this point here, they're just gonna target this unit and they're gonna snipe it off. So I wouldn't toy around with anything like that. But I would imagine if you want to do the three tank or 3 fighter tank pile up here, you definitely can do that. Put something here in the back to protect against flyers, and then you put your healer here on the side. That would be one type of formation that you can look forward to if that's what your roster allows it. Now over here on this side, what you'll notice is that they took that 3 tile extension away, so we can no longer put that dominant nightmare compositions that people were using here. So you're going to have to rely on either doing 2, or you're going to have to do the tank with 4 ground units. Now they did open it up a little bit more, so you can place units here. The destroyers are still going to do AoE damage right all around here, so they're going to definitely take anything that you put in here unless you make them tanky. But if you bring in somebody like Arrogance or Scylla 2, you can definitely put him in this style to cover that if you wanted to do that. And then just put your defender there. That's one way you can possibly try to do that if you wanted to. And then you'll have some opportunities here to open up in the back, right? So protect here with somebody like your healer, or if you wanted to, you could put Dahlia or Ingrid here, start hitting people as soon as they come in. Valkyra's extension also plays a big role into this if you wanted to make sure that you start doing damage before they even enter. Just remember, don't put any units up here. They're not going to be protected. They're going to be sniped off really easy, and then you just have 4 to deal with. Remember, these platform units become vulnerable to Garner guards now if you don't eliminate them before they even get to this tile here. Just make sure that you have a way to protect against that. So because we're pushing this tile back, we no longer have the defense here, and as you can see, this tile was removed and it was opened up for a fighter. So that's the other change here that you can look forward to if you wanted to. The other thing I just noticed here, I want to see if I can place a tank here, and could Ingrid extend out? Yeah, she can. So if this is something that if you really think that you have a very powerful tank, and you can put it here if you want to, you can do something with Ingrid there. The only thing is that you're pretty much limiting yourselves on how many platforms you can use, because these two are going to be really easy to pick up against those bookkeepers, and then you only have this platform here that you're going to be able to use. They opened up this platform here, but I imagine the same situation is going to happen where archers are going to be able to snipe that off, so I wouldn't use that. So yes, Ingrid can stand here, but I wouldn't rely too much on that technique. You do have the possibility of maybe coming up here. Now you can open things up a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I was going for. So yeah, so there, definitely there. Gardener guards can still pick this up, but if you can melt them beforehand, that'd be good. Yeah, so I would, yeah, there's some play here. There's possibilities with Ingrid, if you have her in your account, that you can do something to kind of plug the hole here if you wanted to. And then you could build a very tanky abomination if you want, or again, or whatever fighter you might have that has CC and that you have in your roster, if something like that. So that's kind of how everything is laid out, and that's what we're thinking around here with our formations, trying to test out what's going to be good to prevent against the swarm, prevent against flyers, and what's going to allow us the best formations to defend this particular tower. Okay, now let's look at the central keep. What changed here? All right, so number one, the first thing we got to look at the front here. We had 3 tiles, I think 3 or 4 tiles to spawn our demon shellers here, and then it would make the trek to come up here. Now they minimized that to 2, and they extended it out to the spawn point to be moved up. So first thing that I'm noticing is if you place a platform unit, yeah, right there. So if you place a platform unit right here, it's most likely going to get sniped off by archers, very, very strong archers if they are placed down there. So try not to do that if at all possible. Let's go here at the top, because here at the top is where we had the classic nightmare composition again. But again, they minimized it. They pretty much, what they did is that they said, we're going to take this ground tile away from you. We're going to put a barrier down here. So now we're restricted to these two. Now, if this platform is out, now we are restricted to these platform up here. So if you wanted to do something like Ingrid here and in your healer, that'd be fine. You can have some extra fighter here if you want, or you can try to put an extra platform unit up here. That probably would be the best way to tackle this if you wanted to. Remember, if you put a fighter down here with only the 1 tile extension, and the fact that you only cannot cover anymore, the destroyers could easily pick this off. But again, if you build them tanky, they can probably help you out. So that's, just keep that in mind. If you think about using Valkyria, you can see her range right there. And then if we leave there the defender, you can see the range of Ingrid. So you'll have 1 tile that you can probably deal with there in case you wanted to use somebody like her or Dahlia. So that's essentially what the top looks like. Now, if we look here on the side, they did keep the they did keep the 3 tiles, so we could do that if we wanted to. So we can see there Valkyria, and then here on the top, they opened it up so you could put somebody like Ingrid or Dahlia to help you do some damage here if you wanted to. And then they left these platforms here for you to try to place a healer, or if you place your healer back here, and now you have archer spot or marksman spots here as well. So definitely this one is going to be good for those that want to do the Nightmares composition. If that's something that worked well for you this season, that's essentially what they are giving you here. The only other thing that I saw is that they're probably restricting here as to how you can prep your units here. The one thing that I do notice is that they when we had this type of formation where we were plugging things up over here, they kind of removed some platform units. So just remember that here, this spot, you're probably safe. In this spot here, that's a Garnet Guard target area. So definitely we want to make sure that the unit you place here can take a couple of hits. The other thing was that they placed there was a platform right here, but they eliminated that, right? Because there was a vulnerability here to Garnet Guards as well. But they took that away and they placed it back a little bit. But if you have a healer that can extend and extend out 3 tiles, you'll be fine in terms of that coverage area. The other thing that I noticed too is that they have what I guess you would call it a Dahlia or Ingrid spot, if that's what you want to refer it to here, where they could start hitting your units right away. But they did leave a vulnerability point here, right? So you got to make sure that you're able to eliminate the Garnet Guards if those are the platforms that are being targeted. If your tank is taken out, then remember the flyers, the archers are going to target that platform there. But this is going to be probably something that people are going to try to do, especially if they got Ingrid or they have Dahlia. It's just they're going to try to get you to do as much damage or slow you down as much as they can before you reach the defender here, and then try to get on top of that. So I don't know. I don't know what their thoughts is when it comes to this map design. Sometimes I do feel like it's some intern that had too much to drink the night before, and then his first assignment that next morning is to design maps for the gauntlet. But that's exactly what we're looking at here when it comes to these seasons maps. Okay, so get ready. For those of you on global, just it's always good to start theory crafting a little bit, especially when it comes to the gauntlet, because those of you that are able to move past the first round, right, are going to be able to get, I think the reward was that isolde skin that came out. So let me see if I can pop it up here. So for us here, it's so essentially, if you get eliminated in the first round, you won't get the skin. But if you advance into the 16th, into the rounds of 16, you're definitely going to get the skin. So that's what we have here. And then you get this cleric pattern. And you're going to get some fragments for legendary crystals, depending on where you finish. But if you want full crystals, you're going to have to get into the top 4. That's essentially what it is. So that's kind of what we're playing for here in Forerunners, and soon it'll be in global. It's just 256. All right, that'll do it for this video, folks. Good luck when Gauntlet launches. Good luck on the finish of season 6 for those of you at global. Thank you all very much for tuning in and watching. I will see you all in the next Watch Your Realms video.